Hey, welcome back. It looks like we're going to get our next game started soon. We have Bradley Robbins and Matt Graham. Is going to be our next game. And we might get a couple chat in with players before we begin. Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
1 second. Hold on.
All right. You're on the air.
Oh, hold on. Actually, great.
I could just use my on there. Okay.
Like that. And the other one, think of me as your doctor.
Okay.
This will feel a little weird. Right, here we go. Hello.
Hello. So that game was painful.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that game. I don't think anything that interesting happened, but maybe I missed something cool that I could have done. I don't
know. Not really. The most interesting thing that happened is my broadcast crashed twice during the game, and I had to put it back together.
Okay. Well, that sounds super entertaining.
Kept me entertained, but that was about it. Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, all of my plays just kind of felt wrong, but I couldn't find anything better. So I don't know. Like, Ivove, what am I going to do there? Like, Ovary, like these plays just kind of felt stupid. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it was all pretty textbook, and then Adam started bingoing, and that was it.
He did quite a bit of the bingoing and like the scoring of points, and yeah, he did all of that. Yeah. Okay.
On the when you did hit your bingo on the pig boats play, you had some sevens hooking to make scalped.
Oh, scalped. That's a word. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. So I had sevens like probits.
Yep.
What sevens are? Is there anything else besides probits?
There was phobist, I think.
Phobist. Yeah, I just didn't look at scalped at all. That's a mistake. All I saw was pig boats and like Subtopia.
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah, it was over. I mean, I thought I had a chance if I play phrase and like I get a triple like if I's word through the F, but that was not likely to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Am I playing on your board again? Am I on TV again next round? I don't know.
No, I think we have Bradley Robbins and Matt Graham next.
Cool. Yeah, so I guess Stefan's going to be in first now. He's at 7-1.
He's 6-2. He lost by 8 to Brad.
Ooh, Brad came back. Oh, it looked like Brad was getting creamed. Okay, that's interesting.
Yep.
So he's at 6, and Adam's at 6, and I'm at 6, and Brad's at 6. Fun times, big party.
Yep, and I don't have a score for Jen yet, but she's playing Keller, and she could be at 6.
So she could also be at 6. Yeah. All right, awesome. Well, I'm sure we will be in touch in the not-so-distant future.
Sure.
Oh, Jen's right there. I can find out if she won or not.
What?
Did Jen win?
1 by 2.
Jen won by 2. Wow.
Awesome.
All right, so there's a 5-way tie for first place at 6-2.
What?
You are tied for first.
No way!
I mean,
really?
not like on spread, but like on 6 wins,
Oh,
yeah.
that doesn't count at all.
Well,
That
okay,
actually makes a lot
so
of
really
sense.
like you're in 5th, but like it's kind of like first.
That's so exciting.
It's pretty exciting. All right, so I'm going to hand you back to Vince now, and I'll see you later.
All righty, good luck.
All right, cool.
All right, we're going to be starting up soon. And here are the current standings in the A division. We have Mac Meller at 6-2, and either Carl Higby or Kenneth Rubin also at 6-2, leading the pack. Right now, we're going to be seeing Matt Graham and Bradley Robbins. Bradley will be going first. Players are approaching the board, getting settled, sitting down. All of these things that one does. So yeah, we can see the updated CSW standings and the ticker at the bottom of the screen. Sorry, Jeremy. You tune in and there it is. Yeah, suddenly it's Owl. Don't worry, we'll persevere. No, this should be a decent match, and hopefully we'll have some interesting things to say about it. And hopefully I can get through the entire match without the whole thing crashing. We can see here the tiles are beginning to be cleared off the board, as one does. And we're about getting ready to start. Hello, everybody who's tuning in. This is round 9 of the Albany New Year's Eve Scrabble tournament, round 9 of 22. I am Chris Leip, being your broadcaster for this afternoon, broadcasting from my living room in the central west end of St. Louis, Missouri. The Scrabble that you see is live from Albany, New York. From the Best Western across the street from the University of Albany campus. In this game, we have a TWL Division A game between Matt Graham and Bradley Robbins. Matt Graham is a former world runner-up, and Bradley Robbins is a former U.S. School Scrabble champion and competitor in the World Youth Scrabble Championship several years ago, I believe when it was in Manchester. So the players are getting ready to start, and Bradley will be beginning the game. He's drawing tiles right now, and we will be starting shortly. And Bradley has drawn his first rack. Nothing, no J plays jump out and stand out right here. He's going to want to unload the J if he can, but I don't know if it's actually going to go aside from G or Jeer, which might not be worth it. Yeah, something like G'd might work if he's gonna play the J. Bradley initially had lined up Creme. Oh yes, the Worlds was in Birmingham. No, or is Jessica in Birmingham? I don't know which you're trying to tell me. Yeah, G'd is probably the play. I think getting rid of the J is the imperative here, even though CRM is going to be a bit consonant heavy. It's going to be better than Cream, which will leave DJ. Looking at the rack cam at Bradley's rack, he's looking at both as potential options, and is in fact going with G'd. So Matt's So Bradley's G'd puts the first E on the star. And it's Matt's and Feign has gone down for Matt, crossing the F. A pretty normal play here. Note that Feign, the E hook on Feign is Collins only, so that's not going to happen. So that's not going to happen in this TWL matchup, unless one of them gets especially adventurous. And Bradley is thinking, taking a bit of time on this play. There's a bunch of options. Few options for 30-something points, so that's no. Some of these options are going to be Collins because that's what I have. So yeah, and we see Clue. Wait, what? Did I have the rack completely wrong? Yes, I did. The rack backwards. No. Yeah, Clue goes down. I'm all confused. So much is going on. Again, Boreen is a nice 4-tile underlap underneath G'd. A play like that would actually work out quite well. It looks like for this position, Matt should probably just try to take points. There's no real reason to groom this rack. Matt is still thinking at this point, and Born is the play. Similar sort of thing to Boreen, saving an E. Fine play from both players to start out this match. And yeah, the grim bits don't play. We have a bit of technical difficulty. We don't have Matt's rack right now. But we'll bring you everything that we have. So, yeah, we Bradley has lined up his rack to spell bluntest, even though there's no E available. It is Matt's turn, and he's studying the board intently. All right, and we have Matt's rack again. So I can actually minuets through an I, although that's probably a Collins only spelling. Or not a thing spelling. But he does have, nope, I have the rack wrong. There's no U, just ends. All right, I'm unconfused. This is what we have. Apologies for that. Matt is still thinking, has not made a play yet. He's under 19 minutes to go. Bradley Robbins, after winning the National School Scrabble Championship, actually wrote a book about Scrabble and playing school Scrabble. And yeah, it's he had a very interesting early career as a Scrabble player, with his book and his appearance on the late night TV show after he won the school title and all of this stuff. It was quite good. He played Collins for a while when he was practicing for the school Scrabble, and since has gone back to TWL. But he's and Bradley played in Leal recently too. So he does play both lexicons regularly still. And here there's not a whole lot of options because there's not a whole lot of vowels to play through. You can either do something small, and you can do something small and try to play off consonants, or you can just sort of blow up the rack and take what points you can get, and Bradley certainly does the latter, playing blunts, playing off 6 tiles, and it's reasonable play. Matt has played Unhip. Which is a pretty reasonable play from the rack. You can't be afraid of opening up a triple in that spot. Unhip is pretty much what you're going to get. Does give Bradley back a solid comeback. It's all fairly standard. And Bradley has drawn sexting. Kids these days, you know what's up with that. It's Matt's turn right now. We're not still waiting to get confirmation on what Matt's rack is, but once we have that, we'll give you things. Ratify did move one more consonant. Could have been probably a better opportunity as far as balance goes. Matt plays admin, which and then Bradley pretty quickly plays his bingo, which is not sexting, but which may or may not fit, but existing does fit, and that's what goes down. So now Bradley has a good 90-point lead. Matt is actually in a bit of trouble here. It's still pretty early in the game, about halfway-ish through, but Matt also has drawn a really, really solid rack, and so he's going to need to yeah, sexting would fit above admin. I don't remember if they added it to Owl or if it's Collins only. I honestly don't remember if it would play in this book, and Bradley may not remember either.
HORENT blank.
Yep, I got it. So Matt's on turn. He's down by about 80 points, and there are 35 tiles left in the bag. It's Matt's turn, trying to figure out which bingo spot to use. There's a few possibilities open. He could play row 14. Could play in a but yeah, it looks like this here is going to be your highest scoring spot to bingo. There are stuff that plays into the E or through the E, but that's the top spot. Matt put down HO and then has picked it up. Yep, Dethrone is one of the ones up top. Horrent is actually going to be the top scoring bingo down along the bottom of the board. So whether and Matt may have tried to, started to put it down, picked it back up. He looks pretty deep in thought. This is a pretty critical play. Obviously, he's going to play a bingo, and pretty much needs to. I mean, maybe not. Maybe he'll try and take points by playing HO and setting up his ENRT blank leave. Something like. You could make an argument for something like HO down over here as a possibility, but that's, and then setting up, if you play HO here, you could then you're setting up S or T bingos here, but what you're setting up is a weak lane, so it almost doesn't seem like you'd want to. Also, you're gonna get something either back here. You're setting up a huge potential play with the case Y, or you're just going to play, they're hooking the front of Ox after this HO play. So it probably makes sense just to bingo, and that actually is what Matt has done. One moment while I find which bingo he played. And he did play Horrent with the first blank is the R. So good, solid play for Matt, and it brings the scores nearly level. Bradley plays off his Z pretty quickly because Horrent gives him Azote for about 1 billion points. Not much at all that Matt could do about that. Horrent was clearly the right play to make. So it's, what actually can you do? Not much. Not much. Matt has drawn the Q, plays QI pretty quickly. And now Bradley is back on turn. You see the live shot of the board. Both blanks are out. The main threat, the main bingo threat for Bradley has a lead. The main threat that he has to address is probably this E here. So some sort of play, either M column or O column, if he can come up with it, is going to be reasonable play. Even something into the X, if he wants to play Kex or something, those sorts of things, I think, would at least be the plays that take care of the concerns he's going to have. And yeah, he does play Kex in that spot, which I think is a fine play. Even though the leave is terrible, it starts to do things that you're wanting to do. The stream died.
It wasn't me.
So some people are hearing and seeing the stream, others are not. So we'll keep going, I guess. It is Matt's turn. He's considering writing. He's still down a bingo even after his play of Horrent. Azote was a big killer. And yeah, it doesn't look great. The board is getting pretty unfriendly. There's a few different things that could potentially a couple potential bingo lanes that are here. There's this C column into the L. Other than that, you're really gonna have to set something up. There's not that much that exists. You'll have to make a play like this that then sets up this. Maybe you can make a play here that scores well to set up row one. You're going to have a C column, of course. That's really about it. There's not that much opportunity to develop the board. This section in here is pretty much all dead space. unless you find like Solonets or Baromets or some weird 8 ending in the Z. But that's really the situation that Matt is in. And this C column lane that's already set up is a weak lane. It's going to start at C4 and head down to C11. So a weak lane like that is still going to leave him a tempo behind. And you can set up a strong lane, but then Bradley has first shot at trying to get rid of it. So it's going to be a bit dire, a bit difficult for Matt to figure this out. He's still thinking. He's still looking at the rack here. He's down to about 5 minutes. Bradley's on 16 minutes. So there's that, and yeah, it actually looks pretty dire for Matt in this position. It's just the board is not going to facilitate a comeback very well. It's worth noting there's 20 tiles in the bag, so it's not like we're necessarily running out of time, but Bradley is basically playing a game of burrito with Matt at this point, where he can shut down every opening that Matt tries to create. This seems to have been a reasonably well played game by both players. Hasn't been anything that's really massively out of the ordinary. No large misses or anything like that. The play of Kex was actually pretty critical because there were a few different options that Bradley could do there that didn't answer the mail in the way that Kex did. Keeping the E open for another turn. There was no reason to do that. Not that Matt had the tiles to take advantage of the open E, but it's not really worth taking that chance. Matt has made a play. He's played Whoop down at the bottom, which is as good as any play, really. And it saves him EIV, which is fine. It scores a bit, going to keep him in range of a bingo, where a bingo will actually catch him up. And now he's got a pair of V's. Not so great. There's really not much for Brad to do. Anything that he does to address the C column spot is just not